People have heard of the gender gap or wage gap, but now there's something called the reality gap. This is a phrase coined by the organization SheSpeak. It found that women believe gender equality and fairness is steadily getting better, but reality suggests otherwise. For example, 56% say that women are closer than ever to achieving equal pay for equal work, but 87% agree that women are not compensated as fairly as men. Joining us now to break down some of these numbers is the founder and CEO of SheSpeak, Eliza Freud. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me, Shirley.
All right, let's talk about some of these glaring differences your survey revealed. Now, 76% say it's easier for women to get ahead in their careers than a decade ago. While that may be true, the same amount believe there's still a lot of sexism in the workplace, and even more say women are held to higher standards. So why do you think that there is such a reality gap?
Yeah, well, thank you for sharing those stats. And we were really surprised to see what we're calling this reality gap, which is the difference between what women are perceiving has happened over the last 10 or so years versus the reality of the situations they're in right now. And as you said, we found that 76% of women felt like things were getting better, and they were better than they were 10 years ago. Yet not only did we have 87% who felt that women weren't compensated fairly, you had another 76% who felt like there was still a lot of sexism, and also 79% still saying that women were still having to live up to higher standards. And collectively, this was making people understand that there is a difference between maybe what they perceived versus the day-to-day reality of their situations.
Okay, I really want to drive home this next point. This is not just happening in the workplace. Your survey uncovered a reality gap at home as well. Tell us what you found.
Yeah, so the same thing that's happening in the workplace is happening at home. So while 79% of women said that men are more willing to help out with household responsibilities than they were 10 years ago, the reality for them is that 72% of women said that they handle more of the caregiving responsibilities at home. And also 71% said that they handle more of the household chores. So again, this imbalance between what we are perceiving, this progress that we perceive we've made over the last 10 years versus the reality of what we're doing day to day in the house.
All right. Does it look like, though, that women are getting support from, say, other women?
Yeah, this was a really surprising and concerning finding that we had in the study. We found that just 22% of women felt that they were getting support from other women within the workplace. And it was even worse when we asked them about the political arena and within government. Only 14% said that they felt that women supported other women in that arena. Now, I think that this has been heightened due to the overturn of Roe v. Wade. We had over 65% of women who said they felt that Roe v. Wade should not have been overturned. And interestingly, over 70% of women said that it would impact who they voted for in future elections, wanting to vote in more women, so to ensure that their interests were being represented in the government.
All right. So taking all of this in totality, what do you think this all means, and what can be done to really close this reality gap?
Yeah, I think that there are two things going on here. I think, first of all, we are optimistic, right? As human beings, we like to think that things are getting better. So I think what we're seeing is that women are optimistic that things have gotten better over the last 10 or so years. So you have that on the one hand. And then in addition, I think that there was such a large disparity before that we did make progress over the last 10 years. But in reality, there's still a very wide divide between the responsibilities that men and women have in the home, as well as how men and women are paid in the workplace. So I think that those two things are going on, and what we can do is exactly what we're doing here right now, which is talking about it. And I think if we raise awareness that this is still the reality, what's really happening for women on a day-to-day basis, that is the thing that will help us hopefully move forward and make persistent change.
Yeah, let's hope for that. Thank you so much for joining us today. We really appreciate it. And for more information on the survey or to connect with other women, you can visit SheSpeaksInc.com.